Good morning. It is Friday, June 18th, 2021. And for many federal employees, it is a day off. It's a new federal holiday that started immediately today. U.S. Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, chair of the powerful Congressional Black Caucus, will join, or did join, I should say, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris yesterday at the White House for a signing ceremony of the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, a piece of legislation that established a federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. Congresswoman Beatty said, "Black history is American history, and I am proud to stand alongside President Biden and my fellow congressional colleagues in reaffirming that sacred principle." She said, "While we rightfully celebrate this momentous moment today, the Congressional Black Caucus recognizes that the work to build a brighter tomorrow for Black Americans is far from over." She says, "Our power, our message remains the same: equity, equality, and justice for all people." It was a monumental week in that the Senate passed the legislation, then the House quickly passed the legislation, and President Biden, fresh off his world tour, if you will, at the G7 summit, was back at the White House to sign this into law and said that it went into effect immediately. Juneteenth, of course, was established on June 19th, 1865, more than 2 years after the issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation, when Union soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas, with the news that the Civil War was over and all previously enslaved people were free. It took more than 2 years for those in Texas to receive the message of freedom. The fight to formally recognize Juneteenth has been a decades-long effort that culminated in the broad bipartisan passage of the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act. Prior to the U.S. House of Representatives' historic vote, Congresswoman Beatty had called on her colleagues to support the act. She says, "You can't change the future if you can't acknowledge the past." So today, because of that, many are off from work. Is a paid vacation, the 12th federal holiday in the United States. Also this morning, in a significant victory for the Biden-Harris administration and most Americans who depend on affordable health care, the Supreme Court rejected the latest challenge to President Obama's signature legislation. The latest challenge stemmed from whether the individual mandate in the law could be cut from the rest of the law, or whether the justice should just strike down the entire law. Former President Trump had made it his mission to get rid of the law, which has allowed millions of Americans to afford health care, particularly during the coronavirus pandemic. The court ruled 7-2, striking down a lower court's ruling and noting that Texas and nearly 20 other Republican-led states did not have standing to bring that lawsuit. The court ruled that Texas should not have brought the case in the first place, and then those other states who joined in should not have joined in. Justice Stephen Breyer wrote the opinion. He says, "We conclude that the plaintiffs in this suit failed to show a concrete, particularized injury fairly traceable to the defendant's conduct in enforcing the specific statutory provision they attacked as unconstitutional. They have failed to show that they have the standing to attack as unconstitutional the Act's minimum essential coverage provision. Therefore, we reverse the Fifth Circuit judgment in respect to standing, vacate the judgment, and remand the case with instructions to dismiss." So the Affordable Care Act, which former President Donald Trump had made it his mission to destroy, to dismantle, it still stands. And so former President Barack Obama's signature piece of legislation remains, and that's great news for many. The cost of the healthcare has gone down even under the Biden administration. So people can get healthcare even with pre-existing conditions. And we know African Americans predominantly have pre-existing conditions. And now let's bring on the National Newspaper Publishers Association's president and CEO, Dr. Ben Chavis. Good morning, Dr. Chavis.
Good morning, Stacy. How are you? Glad to be here. It's another Friday.
Yes.
And we thank God for the week. And we're very excited that next week is our national convention. Next week is our national election. Next week we have Shaka Khan. We have so many other celebrities, elected officials, people from the White House, people from HHS, Department of Health and Human Services, the Center for Disease Control, the Small Business Administration, all of our sponsors, all of our partners. Everybody is celebrating the 194th year of the Black Press of America.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Chavis. And just prior to us going live, got a message from the assistant to Dr. Kismikia Corbett. And she's excited about the convention as well. She'll be receiving an award. She's one of several who will be receiving National Newspaper Publishers Association's Legacy Awards. Yes. And as we continue, Dr. Chavis, in the news, Intersport, in collaboration with Rocket Mortgage, Tryon Solutions, the Children's Foundation, and Summer Woods, the co-founder of Woods and Watts Effect, announced the launch of a new national golf event, the John Shippen, to identify historical barriers and expand Black representation in the sport of golf. The event will be held at the Detroit Golf Club from June 27th to June 28th with a 1-hour TV special about the John Shippen airing on CBS, leading into final round coverage of the Rocket Mortgage Classic on Sunday, July 4th. The event is designed to showcase Black collegiate and professional golfers. It's named after John Shippen Jr., who was the first American-born golf professional and also the country's first Black golf professional. So it's a big event coming up in the world of golf.
Absolutely. And, we are pleased with the evolution of a relationship, a partnership between the NNPA and the PGA Tour. So the extent to which that African Americans and other communities of color are getting more and more involved in the golf industry, that's a statement of our progress.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dr. Chavis, as we continue to talk about, you mentioned already, you teased it, our virtual convention, which you can register for free at www.virtualnnpa2021.com. And actually, Dr. Chavis, we got a special surprise for you this morning, thanks to our producer, Norman Rich, who works day and night, as they say. Let's take a look, Dr. Chavis, at what Norman Rich has put together ahead of our national convention.
Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident.
Welcome back to the National Newspaper Publishers Association.
We welcome Attorney Crump.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Stacy, and to my mentor, Dr. Ben Chavis. So many times he has not only provided us an avenue to get the message to our communities on cases that mainstream media won't cover, talking about Black lives that matter. But yes, he's also been a trusted advisor and confidant when I need advice.
Hello, I'm Isaiah Thomas, and I want to salute President and CEO Ben Chavis, Senior National Correspondent Stacy Brown, and the entire NNPA executive team of Karen Carter Richards on the 194th anniversary of the Black Press of America.
Hi, this is Congressman Cedric Richmond, Senior Advisor to President Biden and Director of the White House Office of Public Engagement, wishing NNPA a happy 81st anniversary and the Black Press of America a happy 194th anniversary.
Oh, the Black Press of America is absolutely critical in so many ways, but particularly for what you and I are talking about today.
As Speaker of the House, it is my honor to bring congratulations to the Black Press of America.
The Black press was so important in my whole upbringing and my success of my career. Ebony and Jet and Amsterdam News and Harlem and all of that was so important. That's how all of humanity should gather as one.
Our Friday
Oh, man.
surprise.
Oh, that was great. That was like a movie trailer. We got to get that out this morning to all of our publishers and all of our social media channels. Thank you, Norman Rich. That was a great trailer, great announcement and promotional. We need to get that out because I think that registrations are up. We want to encourage people to continue to register for our convention. There's no charge to register. The reason why we want you to register, we want you to be a part of our database. We want to be able to contact you on a moment's notice when there's breaking news for Black America, when there's breaking news for people of African descent all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say good morning to Michelle Madison and Gregory Muhammad. It's always good to see you watching. James Wright. James, Dr. Chavis, you know, we talked earlier in the show about Juneteenth and the fact that today they are recognizing Juneteenth as a national holiday, a federal holiday. James was actually interviewed by the mainstream media because James, a reporter for the Washington Informer, is from Texas, and James had some great insight on Juneteenth and what it means to Texans. So it was a great interview, great representation of the Black press by James Wright. Congratulations. And good morning to Jackie Hampton, who says, awesome job, Norman Rich, for that trailer. Absolutely. Norman continues to surprise us. Lynn Spivey. Cheryl Smith is watching Dr. Chavis, and it's always good to have our distinguished publisher, Bobby Henry, as well, watching this morning. Dr. Chavis, so the convention is only a few days away. You know, some great talent and information, not just the talent, but the information that's been lined up for the convention. You're going to have the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention give some vital information. Dr. Fauci, as we've seen a clip there, will also provide some information. But also, we talked about Ben Crump. Ben Crump, really, he's been at the forefront of, you talk about someone who's making a difference, Dr. Chavis. Ben Crump has made such a difference in this whole movement of Black Lives Matter. He has he stepped up. He's taken the role that you're so familiar with, and folks like Jesse Jackson, and of course the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King is familiar with. Attorney Crump is really making waves.
Well, absolutely. We need good lawyers. We need civil rights lawyers. We need freedom fighting lawyers. And Attorney Benjamin Crump is out leading the way. You know, I teased Bobby Henry, our publisher down at Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Bobby has roots in North Carolina, but Benjamin Crump is originally from North Carolina. He lives in Florida, so both states claim him. But he's really all people of color, all people who cry out for freedom, justice, and equality know that when Benjamin Crump speaks, he speaks truth to power, and he speaks legal courage, because sometimes you may know something, but you feel that because of the political consequences or the economic consequences, sometimes some of us choose to remain silent. And that's why the Black press is so important. For 194 years, we've chosen to publish the truth, to speak truth, and to be an advocate for freedom, justice, and equality.
Yeah, and Ms. B, Gina Barilone, is watching on YouTube. Good morning, Gina. It's always good to see Gina. Dr. Chavis, we had her on the program just a couple weeks back. People might remember her. She's that talented singer and entertainer who's battling pancreatic cancer. And she put on a performance just a couple of weeks ago that was just awesome. I got a chance to see it. And, you know, you'd never think that she has any type of ailment, the way she rules that stage. And perhaps at our future conference, we'll be able to have Ms. B Productions. And Dr. Chavis, so, and speaking of Ben Chavis, we got a clip that people can anticipate as they come and register for the NNPA's convention at NNPA, Virtual NNPA 2021.com. Let's take a listen to what Ben Crump had to say.
Stacy, I'll answer that question, and I'll answer your question about the year, this unprecedented year of 2020 and where we're at today. But the thing that is kind of striking, Dr. Chavis, is how they seem to just change all the rules when it's a Black person. It's almost as if they don't think a black family is entitled to get full justice. You know, they say, no, you're either going to get, civil justice or you're going to get criminal accountability, but you're not going to get both. And so, Stacy, we were working on this civil settlement for months with the city attorney, the city mayor, the city council. For months, we have been working on this. And we understood that they could not control what the jury would do in the criminal case. The only thing that the city leaders could control was the civil resolution of the civil rights wrongful death lawsuit that the family filed against the city of Minneapolis for having a pattern and practice of excessive use of force against black people, especially black men. When you looked at the number of times they were applying the chokehold, it was disproportionately almost 4 times to 1 that they would be choking black men versus choking white men. And so that's what we were addressing in the civil lawsuit. And so the fact that they made the decision to settle the matter right before the criminal trial was to begin was a decision by the city. Now, my job is always to be able to argue for us to get equal justice. And as Dr. Chavis knows, we believe that we have to argue in 2 courts for a marginalized person of color to get justice in America. The first thing we have to argue is in the court of public opinion. And if we can win in the court of public opinion, maybe, just maybe, we might get a chance to get into the court of law. No guarantee, but there's a chance.
It's a great interview. Now that's going to be like a workshop, not only for all of our publishers, but for all of our attendees virtually at the NNPA 2021 National Annual Convention. Great details. I told Attorney Crump, man, it's like being in law school. He's teaching, but he's also giving out news exclusively to the black press. And then Stacy, let everybody know what will happen next Friday, the 25th of June. The sentencing of Derek Chavis will be, and Attorney Crump is going to call. Our convention is pre-recorded, it's virtual. There's only one thing live that's going to happen at our convention, and that is when Attorney Crump is going to call the black press first at the moment that Derek Chauvin is sentenced, hopefully to prison. We will get that news. He's going to break that news exclusively with the black press of America.
Well, Dr. Chavis, I tell you, you say hopefully to prison. It better be to prison. Otherwise, we got a problem on our hands.
Well, I'm certain the judge and all the officials in Minneapolis, know what time it is. The world is watching, not just those brothers and sisters there who will be in the courtroom in Minneapolis, but the whole world is going to be watching as we pursue justice. Very honestly, I mean, the way George Floyd was murdered, even if they gave him 50 life sentences with no possibility of parole, that still does not equate to the life that was unjustly taken. So we have to take these matters utterly serious, and we will be there monitoring on behalf of the Black Press of America. So even during our convention, we also have to plead our own cause. We also have to make sure that we're on point. Anything that impinges on the quality of life of Black America, anything that impinges on the quality of life of people of African descent and other communities of color, you can rest assured the Black Press of America is going to be there.
Yeah, and Dr. Chavis, just to clarify something, we got a couple of special live surprises coming up too. We want people to come to that convention. Among those, I guess it won't be much of a surprise if I say it all, but just to give you just a hint, everybody knows Jerome Benton from The Time, Morris Day's sidekick from the group The Time. Well, he's gonna join us live at the convention as well as Columbus Short. He's gonna make an appearance, and a couple of others, just to say hello to the Black press. So we got a lot of surprises. Like you said, a lot of workshops are pre-recorded. However, we got some special live guests. People love the Black press, Dr. Chavis. They want to show their appreciation, and they're gonna chime in. And another person we know who loves the Black press, who has stood by the Black press throughout her great career, is Stephanie Mills. Let's get a clip of what we can expect from Stephanie Mills at the convention as well. Performers, the young musicians of today, recognize and respect the sacrifices of the performers that preceded them?
No, absolutely not. They have no respect. I don't think so. Some of them do, but for the most part, no, they have no respect.
Wow. I just, again, Stephanie, you are one of a kind because you are, you mince no words. And I like that. You speak your mind, and we always applaud that. I mean, without hesitation, Dr.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but at 64, I really don't care.
Yeah. That comes with age, right? After a while, you stop caring about what people really think, right?
Well, at so long in your career, you always have to be so diplomatic and watch what you say, even though you see things that are just tragically and just wrong, and you don't speak about it. And I think I'm just at the point where I want people to know. I would love for these new artists to know so they don't make the same mistakes or make mistakes, period, if they knew. With the people that are surrounded. There's a lot of our young people dying from drug overdose. They're stressed out. They're depressed. Why? When they have all this success, there's something wrong with that picture.
Yeah. So we're going to get so much more from Stephanie Mills, and including her brand new single, Let's Do the Right Thing.
Absolutely. Words of wisdom. And sometimes, when you hear wisdom, you may raise your eyebrow. Wow, did she just say that?
Yep.
But that's what we do in the Black press. From A to Z, we permit and encourage our people always just to tell the truth, speak the truth, stand on the truth. Because when you stand on the truth, you don't have to worry about the lies. You don't have to worry about the innuendo, the misinformation, the mischaracterization. Truth is therapeutic.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, words of wisdom from you, Dr. Chavis, as always, we've come to expect. And Denise Rolock Barnes says, don't forget the Messenger Awards, honoring the work of Black journalists and photographers of the Black-owned press. You're 1,000% right. Denise, of course, is the publisher of the Washington Informer. Denise, actually, her newspaper just won 3 Society of Professional Journalists Awards. Thanks to her efforts and the efforts of her editor, Kevin McNear. They have really been a shining light in the Black press as well. So we applaud Denise for all of her hard work. I tell you, I look at her newspaper, Dr. Chavis, and you can hold up that newspaper to any mainstream paper. In fact, sometimes it's unfair to compare some of the mainstream papers to the Washington Informer and many other papers of the Black press. The work that is being done under the guidance of this team that the NNPA and the Black Press of America has is just incredible. And people are going to really be able to appreciate that. Just register for the convention at www.virtualnnpa2021.com.
Right. And the Messenger Awards will be part of our convention, a highlight of our convention. The Messenger Awards is sponsored by the NNPA Fund. That's our 501c3. And it'll be on that Thursday night. June 24th, the night of June 24th. So please tune in to the convention for the 2021 Messenger Awards, where well-deserved NNPA member publications are going to be awarded for their outstanding contributions in journalism in various areas, categories. We have such not only striving for excellence, but as you've noted, Stacy, where we attain excellence, and we want to. It's okay to pause, to salute yourself, to award yourself, and we had external judges. We had almost 20 judges to judge all of the submissions for the Messenger Award this year. So we thank all of the publishers. Plua Marshall is the chair of the NNPA Fund and the whole executive committee of the NNPA Fund. And that's what we do. We work together. The NNPA as the association and the NNPA Fund as our 501c3, we work together.
Yeah. And so, Dr. Chavis, we've seen some of the highlights of the convention. Some just a snippet. I mean, those are not even the biggest things that's going to happen, right? We got a special concert that will be done by the great Shaka Khan next Friday evening at the convention. It's going to be a great convention. Last year, the first virtual convention that the NNPA and the Black Press has ever done was considered really a beacon for other virtual conventions. We heard from folks from NABJ, folks from the NAACP and other organizations that was really blown away by what we were able to accomplish last year. And I expect, Dr. Chavis, that it will be even better this year.
Well, absolutely. And again, we salute Karen Carter Richards, our distinguished chair, and all of the planning committee, Terry Jones, who is the chair of the NNPA Convention and Planning Committee. We just got so many, don't stop me. I have to give acknowledgments at the convention. I got so many people to thank. Our national staff, our working hard. Bobby Henry is the chair of our nominating committee. And I just got a text from him letting know, Bobby, that information about the voting procedure is going out today once you approve everything. So we're going to be ready. And I just want everybody not only to fasten their seatbelts, but to stand up and come with us. The importance about the Black press, one of the important things about the Black press, Stacy, is that we not only encourage our people to stand for freedom, justice, and equality. We don't do it from a distance. We out there on the front line ourselves. And that's what you will see at the Messenger Awards. That's what you're going to see also throughout the whole convention. And our board meeting is on the 23rd. And of course, that our board of directors will be chaired by our chair, Karen Carter Richards. We've got some very important matters to take care on behalf of the Black press. We're just going to celebrate. The last 2 years, Stacey, I just will say this on the record, have been probably some of the best years in the 194-year history of the Black press. And so we thank, and we have all Black women who are our executive committee.
Well, that explains it.
That's right, and I know you're going to have a lot of members of our executive committee on next week.
Yes. On
Let It Be Known. So listen, man, again, I don't want to take up the whole program. I'm just so excited. This is Friday. By next Friday, it's going to be on.
Dr. Chavis has given us, if y'all haven't noticed, he's given us 2 of his signature hip hop lines. That was one. It's going to be on. And earlier he said, you know what time it is. And y'all know what time it is. Register at www.virtualnnpa2021.com and check us out. I'm going to say my closing thought, and then I'm going to ask Norman Rich to show that trailer one more time to take us home. Let it be known, life has 2 rules. Number 1, never quit. Number 2, always remember rule number 1. Take us home, Norman Rich.
Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident.
Welcome back to the National Newspaper Publishers Association.
We welcome Attorney Crump.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Stacy, and to my mentor, Dr. Ben Chavis, so many times. He has not only provided us an avenue to get the message to our communities on cases that mainstream media won't cover, talking about Black lives that matter. But he's also been a trusted advisor and confidant when I need advice.
Hello, I'm Isaiah Thomas, and I want to salute President and CEO Ben Chavis, Senior National Correspondent Stacy Brown, and the entire NNPA executive team of Karen Carter Richards on the 194th anniversary of the Black Press of America.
Hi, this is Congressman Cedric Richmond, Senior Advisor to President Biden and Director of the White House Office of Public Engagement, wishing NNPA a happy 81st anniversary and the Black Press of America a happy 194th anniversary.
Oh, the Black Press of America is absolutely critical in so many ways, but particularly for what you and I are talking about today.
As Speaker of the House, it is my honor to bring congratulations to the Black Press of America.
The Black press was so important in my whole upbringing and my success of my career. You know, Ebony and Jet and Amsterdam News and Harlem and all of that was so important. That's how
All of humanity should gather as one.